Right, welcome to our last little part of the lesson, which is mainly, it's kind of a weird one because it's all about disengagement, okay? So if you're sticking to the topic of the lesson, up until now, we've just been doing scenarios where we don't really get stuck, okay? We're able to constantly be moving around, going to north-south, going under legs and changing directions, okay? But there will be opponents that will be able to get you completely stuck in specific guards, okay? A good example is the Lahiva, okay? It might be that you get fatigued as well, things or you make a mistake and you step in. So one strategy is to completely disengage from these guards, okay? So we're just gonna take a look at that. The first one, C grip on the shin, C grip on the other shin. Then I'm gonna turn away and football kick out, cut the corner, and go straight into my passing scenarios from there. Right? It's a nice quick one and easy, especially if the person doesn't have the correct De La Riva hooks. Okay, so usually the only thing that will kill this is this little scoot grip that people take underneath your knee. So now I'm not even gonna bother trying to kick out, to be honest, okay? But if it's a loose grip and nothing's nice, boom, you can just step out pretty much every single time, right? If in the other hand they have that little grip that's making it really stuck, I'm gonna push the shin down instead, flare my knee, and then even if Tamara keeps the grips now, I can just kind of knee flare out, slide through, and kind of disengage again, all right? I call that the Mendes style out because the Mendes brothers are really good at this in the gi, but it works really well in no gi as well. The main thing is don't go over the thigh, okay? Otherwise you get off balance. You need to go through the shins instead. So I'm flaring and then sliding through, all right? Other little sticky scenarios are these butterfly hooks, okay? These can be super annoying on you, all right? Maybe while you're passing to the side, someone hooks your leg, all right? And if I just try to back step out of this, I'll get stuck, okay? And if Tamara grabs my leg, now I'm gonna struggle even more because now she's stopped most of the counters, right? Early on, if it's just a leg, okay, what we can do is we can try to pummel to the inside. Fairly easy move to do, but boom, I just go like this, okay? Other side, she hooks, I go, boom, step out. Sorry, this is that bit long, so I'm going, boom, all around, okay? A little bit of practice, you'll get quite decent at it, right? The only problem, again, is when she does get access to my foot. So now if I try to do it, sometimes it works, sometimes it won't. And most of the cases, if we can't do that, they're probably gonna be sliding into one leg X, which is our next technique, okay? Anytime we're stuck in one leg X, our main goal is to beat this foot. We're gonna grab the toes, clear it off, and do a massive over-exaggerated back step, okay? This hand can move to the shin sometimes. You can put your hand on the floor for balance, or you can just step really far back and then move to north-south from there, right? You can preempt this, so you can do this really early as she's coming into the one leg X. I'm not even gonna let her put her foot on my hip. I'm just gonna block it and back step straight away, right? But Tamara has another choice there as well, okay? She might not want to go to one leg X. She might go to X guard instead. So we need a different type of back step for this one. We take an inverted C grip that we learned early on, okay? We flare our knee and we slide out of there from this kind of situation. Really important, this is not a back step, okay? I do keep saying back step, but it's more of like a shin style back step. If I just try to flare my leg and go like this, you'll get stuck pretty much every time, okay? So what I'm really trying to do is rub my shin against a shoelace, against her shoelace. So I might start off with a high back step, but I'm actually flaring my knee and sliding to get my shin through that little gap. So no matter how sticky she is, okay, I can always be able to slide through, right? And regardless of where the hook is, sometimes people play with a really low hook, right? Really low on the ankle, trying to sweep that ankle back. If I just turn, I'll always slip out, you see? But if I try to back step, I'll often get swept, right? So it's a really important trick to remember, because otherwise you will struggle with that X guard and not be able to pull off your passes, all right? So the last little, well, two more scenarios. Let's go back this way. Fantastic. Reverse De La Riva, another really sticky situation, okay? So right now I can't kick out of this. I'm kind of stuck in reverse de la Riva. You can kick out, and a lot of people do, okay? Just an aggressive boom and spin. Not very technical move, but it does work. So that's one option, right? But your more technical approaches, we go back to our inverted C grip. Sometimes we have to use both our hands there. And we're gonna try to step out or through this. So for this, I'm gonna grab the head, step in, and then slide to the other side of the grip, okay? It's almost like that high step grip move that we did earlier on, but we have to like kind of address this hook a little bit, okay? So there's a little bit of micro adjustments that I'm doing unconsciously really, all right? Which is one, I'm straightening my leg, okay? Again, this is while I'm pulling her head. I'm stepping to the inside to give me a better kind of like balance, right? If I go like this, I can't really posture up or pull much, okay? So I'm gonna step in so I can really go into my tiptoes, and you can see Tamara's hook kind of dies as soon as I go this. And now if I flare my grip, my knee enough, I might be able to slide through, right? You might not be able to see that, but I'm doing this. Look, I'm straightening my leg, then I'm flaring it this way. I'm sliding with the tiptoes and then going through the gap, right? Works fantastic when Tamara falls for the bait where I step in and she reaches for my leg, okay? I can just go over the top. Normally they go underneath, which is slightly better, but you can go over the top as well, right? But that will literally give you the position way easier, right? Again, don't be carried away. They can still leg lock you from here, so go to north-south, right? And that's stealing with reverse de la Riva. Your other option is to force a half guard from reverse de la Riva, which is essentially you got stuck. So we're just gonna go to half guard. I'm gonna drop this knee down and I'm gonna go like this. But I'm gonna go to a half guard where Tamara is nowhere near me, okay? I'm sitting on her foot and I'm backing away. Anytime she comes in, I can disengage and go back into my passing, okay? That's also the strategy we're gonna follow if we get stuck in half guard, okay? Often we get stuck in half guard in standing mode, which is this, okay? People are just gonna trap your foot or cross your feet. More enough, they will just change to reverse de la Riva if they're open guard player, so you won't get stuck much in half guard really, okay? It's only really if they go into things like quarter guard, which is where they kind of like trap your foot completely. And now we're kind of stuck. We can only try to knee slice and back step, and it kind of kills our flow, all right? Really good players, half guard players, they know this as well. They don't want to be in these scenarios where you're passing side to side and creating dynamic movement, all right? So they just focus on trapping a foot and squeezing it in and then forcing you to slow down and kind of shut down your game plan, okay? And it's a fantastic strategy, okay? Unfortunately, there's not many counters for this, okay? So try to avoid as much as I can. The best way to avoid it is those scenarios where you see them overreaching. We can step through, okay? With enough practice against those players, you get good at kind of stopping them from making it happen. And if you do get caught in a regular half guard, remember, back away, get out of there, okay? Or even stand up and try to like get out of the situation again, right? And that concludes our loose passing system, right? Now, really important, remember, this is just a loose passing class, but at some point you want to combine it with the pressure. Have the two styles mixed in there to make it a complete game plan instead of just being good at one thing, right?